Hello.
Hey, you doing, Armando?
Yes.
How you doing today, brother?
I just arrived.
That's good to hear. I've had a very long night, but I'm glad to have this phone call with you.
It's so rainy here.
It's
That's
uh,
why.
it's been kind of doing that here in Illinois, the U.S. a lot lately. Gene Lorenzo told me you're the original bassist for RDA.
Yeah, I'm the only bassist in all recordings.
Oh, wow. So, I think Gene and I talked about this around maybe 6 or 7 months ago, but what does RDA stand for?
Originally, it's rapid deployment and antidote,
Oh,
but it varies in in the next album. We call it Reform, Destruction for Action.
wait, next album. There's two RDA albums?
No, in the album, I mean.
Oh, I was like, what?
When we
Didn't know
first
that.
came out, it's actually rapid deployment and antidote.
Oh, nice. One burning question I've always had: what is going on the Brave United and Trust cover? That guy flipping the people off? Like, what is that?
I don't know. The photographer directed that.
Oh, wait, that's an actual photo of someone?
Yeah, it's actually a photo, and then they make it like a sketch. I don't know how they did.
Wow, I thought that was a drawing.
Yeah, it looks like a drawing, but it's the actual vocalist.
So you don't know who that is then?
No, it's actually
Oh, all.
Oli Malolos, the vocals.
Oh, interesting. Wow. I've always wondered
That's
what
how he
that photo
looks.
is. Damn. So, can you tell me just the story of RDA and how the band started and so forth?
Actually, it started in 1986, I think. I was we we started with the I actually started to play drums with another band. Um, but when we have a gig, I was so sick that I didn't play on that gig, and we got like some sort of disband. And then the vocals, Oli Malolos, approached me and he says he knows somebody who plays guitar and drums. That's where I get to play bass. Oh,
Lovely. So you said RDA started in 1986?
yeah, it actually started in 1986, and I think the first gig was for a battle of the bands in December.
Did you ever play at the Brave New World live concerts?
The later ones, I think, the the earlier was, I think, yes,
And
around one or two gigs.
how did RDA become a part of Twisted Red Cross?
He, after the battle of the bands, I think we end up losing into number four, but we were the crowd's favorite. And then the next day, we're already famous.
Nice.
Yeah, that's how it happens, and I think every gig was they always put RDA on every poster that after that.
And so did Tommy Tanchenko just see you guys play and decide to
Uh
call you up or something?
yeah, I actually when Tommy Tanchanko approached us. It was also he was only requesting for a demo tape, but as he after recording the demo tape, he after a month, I think the album went out. It's
Damn.
actually a demo tape. It's
D-
not the actual real recording.
So the Twisted Red Cross tape is a demo.
Yeah,
Holy.
it's actually a demo tape. That's why whenever they say that it sounds like a drunken discord, yeah,
I've heard that. I've heard people say that.
it's
Yes.
actually it's not actually a final ano a final version. It's all it was just starting.
Damn.
Yeah,
Was there ever plans to go the full 9 yards with it and make it, beyond the demo?
we have a lot of times we have planned it, but it never materialized because Ollie wasn't there,
Where is he?
or he's actually he got
Oh, damn.
sick in the head.
Oh, oh, oh. Thought you meant like COVID
But
sick.
lately I think he's kind of cured.
Well, that's
I
good.
think that's good, but I don't know if he can still remember the songs.
Yeah, already. I don't know if you checked out my channel or not, but over the last since early 2019, I've been interviewing most of the Twisted Red Cross, like Arnold Morales, Adem Alenta, June Idiot, Mel Maniego,
Yeah,
Ando from
I saw
IOV.
it. I think
Yeah, I've been IOV, RDA, Deceased, and Betrayed are the last four bands that I've been trying to contact, and
IOVs. The first band that I played was actually not yet IOV, but the guitarist. I'm the drummer, and then somebody is the bassist, and IOV's guitarist who is Jerry Duenas.
I only know
He
Ando from
died
that
already.
band. Oh, rest in
Yeah,
peace.
he died already. Um, that's what the first band I have,
And what year was that?
1986 also.
Oh, wow. Damn. So what was the Philippine punk rock scene like back then from your perspective?
Um, Back then,
In the 80s.
yeah, that's the best days of punk.
Hell yeah, man.
Like it's like having a generation of college students blurting their angst against so many mistakes, and we we show it in our music and fashion also.
Yeah, I gotta say, I've listened to all 17 TRC tapes, and when I first got into Twisted Red Cross, I I listened to RDA, and I was like, holy shit, this is like an explosion. Like, Betrayed's fast, Dead Ends go a little bit fast on Damnation, but you guys are just, oh my god, fast, raw, and obliteration on the set, man. Like, what was an RDA show back then like? Like, from the moment you get on the stage.
It's always it's always filled with uh, violent slam dances.
Yeah.
We always end up a gig with cops outside
Oh shit.
the
That's 80s punk rock right there.
the scene. Yes.
Damn. Ever get arrested back then?
Once I think we're supposed to play on a birthday party gig of a friend, and then we were apprehended.
Abandoned.
The whole uh, crowd was arrested that time.
The entire.
It was and they said I think around 300 addicts or what
Jesus.
drug addicts were busted.
My God. Wow. You know, of all these stories that I've heard from just all your contemporaries, including you now, you guys had an
Um,
explosive scene back in the day. Do
the
you,
scene back then was it was starting to be from punk to hardcore, but
when,
RDA was always um, adhering straight edge attitude,
influenced by
except
perhaps Minor Threat at all?
Minor Threat, Unity, those bands that are straight edge.
I hear a lot of people enjoy your song Violent Dispersal. Can you tell me about the story of that song?
The Violent Dispersal was actually from oi to hardcore song, I think. It's about the dispersal of rallies, people who are rallying.
Yeah, it's a little hard for me to kind of, I mean, I've listened to RDA a lot, but I don't really understand the lyrics because I don't have a physical form of it, and I don't have a lyric sheet, but it's a good album to just skank around to, though.
Actually, that day was the vocals was doesn't really have a voice. Doesn't have a voice. I think he lost his voice
Oh,
from
shit.
practices, and then we told him that if he can sing today, he won't be having a band anymore.
Damn.
We made him eat um, porridge with lots of
Porridge?
what? Yeah, porridge with lots of ginger, and that's where he have some voice, and then we recorded it.
Damn. On the inlay insert of the original cassette tape, I'm looking at a picture of it because I don't have one. On the last panel, it says RDA Brave United and Trust, and it looks like there's a drawing of a guy at a table in a dungeon or a prison. Can you tell me about that drawing?
I don't know. It's a design from. I think it's a graphic design of the artist. I think it's not from us.
Oh, it's just something that they just put on there then?
Yeah,
Wow.
maybe it's about something like
Can you
I
tell me?
don't know.
Can you tell me about RDA's relationship with Harold X magazine? Because on the cassette tape it says produced and printed in the Philippines by TRC in cooperation with Harold X. I've interviewed Edwin Salon last year. Can you tell me about your relationship with Harold X?
There's none.
Oh,
We're just somebody who have been interviewed by Harold X also.
lovely. Did they give you a good interview or a good review?
What?
Did do you remember what Edwin wrote about you?
I remember something about me only.
Oh, nice.
Because I said there that as long as there is something wrong with the government, there will always be room for punks.
Has RDA? I know you've had reunions, but do you remember when the last reunion was that your band played?
We're having a reunion, I think, about 2 or 3 years ago, but I never went there.
How come?
Uh, I have things. on that specific day.
What's the future of RDA if this COVID-19 pandemic goes away anytime soon? Do you guys have any plans of getting back together or making any new material?
We have some materials, but I think we're going to record individually
Lovely.
our own music. It's not going to be RDA.
Oh, I see. So solo careers then?
What?
Solo career?
Not for a solo career, but we're already 50s already. I think there's nothing. It's impossible for us to be united.
Yeah, yeah, I get what you mean on that. A lot of I think Urban Bandits, Betrayed, Deceased, Phil Vio, and GI are probably the only bands that I've seen that still play from the TRC days. What are your fondest memories from the TRC days,
Fondest
or just
memory.
things that happened back then that really stand out to you? Aside the shows being explosive, like was there anything that happened that just
Actually, every gig was so special, but it only ends up with blaming things like it's so violent. Why is it so violent?
but in the '90s, did you guys play it all?
I think we did. I think our last gig was in Spin Disco in 1991, 92. I don't know.
So you said that was the last. Was Ollie with you around that time, or when was your last?
Yeah, I think Ollie was there and he was so drunk and he never remember his band.
Oh damn! I know. See, RDA played. I know EDSA '86 happened and Marcos was removed from office back then. Did you ever have any? What was the social reaction to your band back during those times of martial law and Twisted Right Cross?
Our actually we never regret that the regime was removed, but we always regret that the the next uh, regime were dictators also.
Oh, that what happened after Marcos?
Yeah, after Marcos, there's all the next people were always corrupt.
Yeah.
Yes, here now.
So would you say that Ed's kind of didn't really help much then?
Uh, to talk about ending a dictator, yes, it succeed, but after that, it gone worse. The
And
next leaders are more
I think it's Aquino,
twisted.
Aquino.
Yeah.
I know my Philippine history a little bit. I'm not fluent in the history. Like I know obviously Duterte's the current president, if you want to call him that. I know a lot of people. He's
Uh,
quite a controversial figure, but
yeah. The present president is quite always talking about something and then he pulls back like and he will say it's just a joke.
yes, I've heard him do that multiple occasions. How does it feel to know that many younger generation Pinoy punks, when they find your music, they're just blown away by it? Like, I'm 26 years old and from the U.S., but like, let's say a 13-year-old Filipino who stumbles upon RDA on the internet, or maybe they get a cassette tape from their older brother or their dad or something. They find it and they listen to it and they're like, "Whoa!" How does it feel that your music, when your music reaches newer generations?
we're always grateful about those because, but yeah, we're always grateful for that, um, what do you call it? Impression.
Yeah, impression.
And inside our heart, it's always about hoping that you can change something.
When RDA had reunion shows in the 90s and so forth, did you notice a lot of your colleagues from back when the band first started, as well as newcomers? Or what was the audience like after Twisted Red Cross?
The scene these days are a little fewer, I think. Back then, it's like um, several colleges will always go to your gig.
Yeah, you got them. You always got that close cult following.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm just blown away by this. I mean, I know RDA. I've heard from various fans of your band that I'm friends with that the shows were explosive and that you guys were just lightning on the set, and you stood for positive change and progressive values. And I wish I could honestly have seen your band back then. Do you think, I can't remember, Gene Lorenzo told me something a while back that, I know he said that a few years ago there was a gig, but I could have swore I heard him say
Yeah, I
something
think
about,
it's to the last after we have one gig, um, I think 2 or 3 years ago at Rudy's Bar,
yeah,
and we played only 3, 4 songs. And then we're going to have a reunion the next week, I think.
wait, like
But
next
unfortunately, so I
weeks from
have
now.
no, that time after
Oh,
3 years ago.
I was like,
That was
damn.
after the gig. We have a gig. I think it's 2017 or something.
Are there any possibilities of this happening in the future? Maybe.
Maybe if we're going to push it, it's going to have a different lineup.
Yeah, I've
Maybe the drummer will be there, or the guitarist will be there, or maybe I won't be there, or maybe the vocals will be there. I don't know. But we're always hopeful.
I'm hopeful, and I don't know if Gene mentioned
Maybe
this.
for one more or what? We
I would
can do
love to
it.
see live.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Keep your fingers
We'll try
crossed on it.
to do things.
I'm trying to recall, was RDA featured on any live albums, perchance?
The hardest thing you can have was RDA's recording of live recordings.
That's why I'm
It will
trying.
be very rare.
Do you have anything you'd like to say to your fans out there who will be watching this?
Um, my friends to Oli. I hope you're fine.
Is it? He's still. He said so. He's just a little sick. Like when did you say the last time that you spoke to Ollie was?
Um, about 20 years ago.
Oh,
No,
that
no, that was so very long ago.
yeah, that's been a while. I think Gene told me that he hasn't spoke to him in a while either. I'd kind of
Yeah.
like to try and find him and talk to him myself, but that seems like it's gonna be a little hard to do. But maybe he will find this somehow and get back in contact, because that would be pretty awesome.
I hope so.
If we Ollie, if you're listening to this, I hope you're doing well, brother. But
Yeah.
anyway, so is there anything else you'd like to add to this?
Um, there's nothing much, I think,
Well, thank.
but
Oh, go ahead.
we're always hopeful that we could have one more gig.
I believe it'll happen at some point.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you so much, Armando. I really appreciate you giving me your story and your perspective of TRC and RDA, man. You're helping me
Okay.
to puzzle piece by puzzle piece document the Twisted Red Cross scene.
That's nice. Keep it up.
Yep, I will, man. I'll keep it up till the end of it, till I get all 17, or not 17 bands, but all the bands, all the stories. I gotta document this scene. Hopefully someday I can get Tommy Tanchenko on here.
Oh, okay. Thank you also for
Of
the
course, of
time.
course.